Hey everyone, Happy New Year, welcome to the video. And this is the exact plan that I would follow if I had to start a digital marketing agency this year in 2023. Now, I've been running a digital marketing agency since the past 10 years, but we revise the plan for the agency every year just to see what's working, what's not working. More or less, we just make small adjustments to the plan, but this year we have plans for big adjustments. And I also want to share with you how you should think about it if you had to start a digital agency today, this year. So there are 5 steps. There's focus, there's strategy, there's sales, there's delivery, and there's operations. And that's all you need to basically form a digital marketing agency or a digital agency. So the first step is basically decide your focus, which means that you have to basically boil down to 5 things. You have to decide who your market is, what's the sub-market, what's the geographies, what's the niche, and then what's the micro niche. And it's become really important to eventually get to a micro niche. You may not start out with a micro niche, you might start with a big market or a sub-market and a few geographies, but you eventually want to experiment and see what's the micro niche that you want to focus on. And I would even suggest, if you have past experience working in specific micro niche, then you should start off there. And I'll give you a few examples. So some people say they run an e-commerce digital marketing agency or e-commerce agency. That's not a micro niche. That's not even a niche. That's a huge industry. So let's say, for example, if you work with e-commerce businesses who do at least $1 million in revenue, are based in either US or Canada, and sell women's fashion, clothing and bags, for example, that's now a well-defined micro niche. So you eventually want to get down to that micro niche. And the reason you want to do that is because of the saturation, the competition, and you have to stand out. You have to really understand the problems of this particular customer so that you're able to fulfill their needs and requirements, and hence you're able to become really, really good at what you do. So eventual goal, just remember, if you want to make money, you have to add value. If you have to add value, you have to be really good at understanding a particular set of people, because you cannot understand all the people in the world. And those people could be those e-commerce agency owners of women's fashion brands based in the US who do 7-figure to 8-figure per year. This is just an example. You could also say that you want to focus on the medical market and then the dentist sub-market in US. And you want to focus on dentists who have female clients who want to make their teeth look more beautiful or whatever, for example. That could be a micro niche that you want to define. There could be skincare clinics and specifically focus on female who do Botox, right? That could be a micro niche. Now, these are great niches that I've worked with, and hence they're coming on top of my head. But think about your micro niche. One upcoming niche that I see is personal fitness trainers. So people who do marketing for personal fitness trainers. Now, if you see here, there's a lot of different requirements that will happen. So for example, if you're working with a clinic, you might want to get walk-ins to their clinic. If you're working with a personal fitness trainer, you may need to get clients or bookings for their personal fitness programs. If you're working in the e-commerce space, you might want to sell more bags or more clothes. So it's very different, the output that will be expected from you, and you'll have to create that expertise. So eventually you want to get down to micro niche. And this is really, really important for 2023. Now, that's your focus area. The second thing is your strategy, and there's 3 steps in the strategy. The first one is to really understand what the client's problems and needs are. And this is different for every client. And especially whatever micro niche you choose, you'll have to interview a few people. You'll have to talk to a few people and really understand what their needs are. So are they looking for leads? Are they looking for branding? Are they looking for online PR? Are they looking for SEO? Is it localized SEO? Do they just want to rank in their particular locations? Maybe it's a physical clinic which needs walk-ins, right? Maybe it's a ceramics company which just needs branding. Maybe it's a real estate company who needs more leads for their new construction project which is coming up in a specific location, and they want SEM and SEO for that particular project, and maybe very basic social media, organic social media, and a few ad campaigns here and there on social media, and mostly ad campaigns on Google. So that would depend really on the client needs. The second one would be to develop a unique offering. So now this is really cool, because if you see any agency in the market, any digital marketing agency in the market, they're all talking about SEO, SEM, social media. Now imagine there's imagine you start doing cold email outreach. Let's say that that's your preferred way of reaching out to clients. Now, the inbox of these business owners is filled of emails talking about the same thing. Maybe they're all talking about Facebook ad management. Maybe they're all talking about email marketing. So what you need to do is you have to really develop a unique offering. I know a friend who runs an agency who came up with a new offering called SEO 3.0, and then he explains the customers how this special offering that only his agency has can actually benefit the customer. Now, there's of course some level of marketing there, but then there's also some real value that he's able to add with that offering, the way that he has structured it for his clients. Even though SEO is SEO, he's come up with his own expertise layered on top of that. So for instance, now this is a secret one. So the one that we are using for our agency, one of the unique offerings is specifically AI-driven SEO for business growth. Now, if you see, AI has become accessible to everyone. Business owners know about AI, so they might think that, hey, now we can use AI to do SEO for a business, but that's not true. You still need specialists to actually execute for you, to understand, to track positions, to do all those kinds of things. If you fight AI, you're probably not going to win, at least in the long term. And since I've been running an agency for 10 years, I would continue to run it for tens or decades until I can work. I want to build an agency that can survive for a very long time. So I want to accept these methods and I want to work with them versus working against them. So I'm telling clients, hey, SEO is now cheaper for you. We are going to use AI-based technology, and we use AI-based SEO to grow our clients. And that's a unique offering that we are developing. So more on that later, since it's a sort of top secret. If you want to know more about that, let me know in the comments. We are going to execute it for some clients, and then we can share more data with you. Finally, confirm the offering adds value. And that's what I want to do with my offering as well. You have to confirm that the business owners, the first thing that they should do is you should be able to pitch them with this offering, which means that it should be able to address their needs. And the second thing that you should be able to do is to gather data that it actually works for them, so it gets them results. Maybe they want to rank, and they are able to rank with your special unique offering. Maybe they want more engagement on social media, and they're able to get it with your special unique offering. Maybe they want more leads, and they are able to get it. Maybe they want to improve the conversion rates from lead to a deal closure, and you are able to provide that with your unique offering. So confirm that with data. Confirm that your offering adds value. You've got the money, you've got the retainer, but you still want to confirm this because you really want to add value to your clients. Just put that in your head. You really want to add value to your clients. Even if you're just looking at the money, try to build a mindset that you really want to add value to your clients, because that's really what's going to get you to the 10x, 20x, 30x results when you actually able to add value to your clients. So that's the strategy aspect of it. Now then there's sales, right? Now sales, there's 4 steps in the sales process. Now this is the special sales process that we follow, so I'm just giving it away. But basically the first one is lead gen. This is common for everyone. You need to generate your leads, you need to get all the information. The second is outreach. Now we use cold emails and DMs and social outreach, but you can also do cold calling or whatever method works best for you. If you want to run ads, feel free to run ads. We don't do ads for our agency. That's just how we work. We are a low volume, high ticket size agency, so it works for us. Then free consulting call is basically the pitch. Now what you do is you have these cold emails or DMs, and you say, hey, these are things that we can improve in your business, or these are things that you can improve in your business. It doesn't matter who does it, but we want to give you this free consulting call, which usually costs so much, right? So let's say this consulting cost $300, and it's a 30-minute call, but we are going to give you the call for free, and in exchange basically you get their time. You don't ask for it directly. It's much better than asking for a meeting, but then definitely you want to give value. Like I said before, you really want to give inputs to their business, how they can improve their business, and don't worry about if they don't want to work with you. It's fine. Just give them free information, let them execute it. Information must be free, right? If you don't give them, someone else will give them. So give them the information, let them execute. If they find it hard, they're probably going to outsource it to you, because the inputs came from you, so they already have a trust with you. And finally, at the end of the call, hopefully you'll be able to get into a situation where they say, this all sounds great, we don't have the capabilities to do it in-house, can you give us a proposal? And that's where the offer comes in. And the offer is the most important thing. If people are telling you, you need to be high value, you should not give discounts, you should not give a good deal, you should not give an offer, it doesn't really work. You have to come up with a good offer. If your deal is already good, you may not have to give a discount. But if you're experimenting and people feel that you're overpricing, then you may have to give a discount, because this is the learning process where you're understanding what's the right price point that these people can afford. Right? Unless you're running an agency for the past 5-10 years, you really don't know what to price the clients. Honestly, if you're 2 years, 3 years, you still don't know. If you're exploring a new micro niche, you still don't know. Every client is different. You have to generalize. You have to find what's the averages and then what's working for which client, right? So if you have really gone micro niche and you really understand the specific set of people, then you can even have packages. You can even put packages on your website and say, this is the price, because then you really know what they can pay, right? So until then, don't become egoistic in that sense that I'm high value, I'm not going to negotiate. Please negotiate, close the deal, get the work done, add value, develop a case study so that you can get more business. That's the loop. That's how it works. So that's the sales process, 4 steps there. Now let's get to delivery. So now I've not written much here because this is a strategic video, but essentially when it comes to delivery, you want to leverage DSA. And DSA, for those who don't know, is digital service arbitrage, which is basically the fact that you are getting your clients in countries which have a higher currency, let's say for example a stronger currency, and then outsourcing it to countries which have a weaker currency where the cost of labor is lower than the countries that you're getting the clients from. And this way you're essentially not reselling digital services, but using this arbitrage and adding your expertise in management and coordination and sales on top of that to deliver the services. So there is additional value that you're providing, but you're essentially buying that service somewhere else for cheaper and then selling it to clients. But remember, when you're developing a unique offering, this may not always work as a in and out model. You'll still have to put your efforts in between, and you should, because you want to create that additional value. But leverage DSA as much as possible. Now, I do not recommend just reselling digital marketing services, because that does not really, in my opinion, add a lot of satisfaction. It does not add a lot of personal satisfaction even when the money comes in. So what I would do is I would only use DSA for like specific parts of that service. So let's say if I'm doing AI-based SEO, I'd probably just use it for someone to generate better reports from SEMrush or Ahrefs or whatever tool we are using. So very specific parts, or as someone to use AI to actually find keyword suggestions or something like that. So very specific parts I would sort of outsource with DSA, and then the rest I would do it with my core delivery team. So I always have a fusion model of people who work full-time with me, and then people who are on contract with me, and then finally agencies that we use when we leverage DSA. So that's the delivery side. And finally, the operation side, just have a quick note here. You want to keep it as digital as possible. Now, I know that if you're, it depends on which country you're in. You want to incorporate, you want to register your company, you want to have a company, you want to have paperwork done. Try to avoid all of it as much as possible. Try to avoid office spaces as much as possible. Try to avoid hiring people, full-time in a physical location as long as possible. So keep everything digital as much as possible. Try to avoid meeting clients face-to-face initially, because these things limit you, these things also cost you, and these things really are not the biggest value additions. Now, some of you might disagree that you should meet clients face to face. Now, I've been working with clients for years now that I've never met, and they love me and I love to work with them, and I would definitely love to meet them someday. But we both understand that additional expense of them traveling to me or me traveling to them, considering I live in the east part of the world and most of my clients in the west, it wouldn't really make a lot of sense cost-wise. I'd rather use that money to add more value to their business. So those are the things that you'll have to do. So 5 steps: focus, strategy, sales, delivery, and operations. Keep these things in mind, and I wish you all the best for your digital agency in 2023. If you've already been running an agency, you can implement some of these strategies, especially if things that you've been doing have not been working out for you. If they have been, please don't change anything. Just keep doing what you're doing. If you need more help, just leave a comment and we'll connect. Thank you so much.